Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me. You guys are fantastic. Hello there, Trey and Roy and Eric and One and Aliens and Sam and J Carbs, Victor, Frank, Paul, Vaxer, Easy, Grant. Let's see who else is here. Oh my goodness, it's starting to go by. Ronil, Martin, Hashim, Paul, hello. You guys are fantastic. Treviosus, hello. Jason, Jack, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Listen, if you could do me a favor and click that like button, it would really do a lot to help the channel. Well, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all having a great day. Yeah, Sam, that's actually on purpose. Like that screen, it has flickering on purpose. It's like it's an overlay to make it look cool and stuff, I guess, if that makes any sense. Oh my goodness, Joel Thompson, thank you very much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the sticker. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. Let me just move this over here and make a preview, a windowed projector that I can then bring over here. That's much better. And I'll shut off this preview over here. There we go. That's a little easier for me to see things. I like the animation when switching from Stadiacast logo to my camera. This one? Where it just kind of fades? Is that what you mean? Oh, the little hexagon thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, look at Tiny Sonic run. He's gonna go get that ring. So if anybody's curious, what is Sonic doing right here? Well, he's running over to grab a ring, and if he gets there before anybody does another super chat, then he disappears. But if, oh, somebody just super chatted again. Dot Stripe, thank you very much for the super chat. He starts over and then the totals get added together over here. But thank you very much for that sticker. One Shen, am I going to watch the Game Awards today? You know what? I'm gonna watch them. I'm not going to live stream them because I don't know how long they're going to go for. That's the thing. I have no idea how long they're going to go for. And as much as I would love to live stream them, I can't stay up all night watching them. So I'm going to watch as much as I can. Hashim, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate the support. I need a Conquer one? The squirrel? Like Conquer's Bad Hair Day? Shouldn't he be running towards a spike? I don't know. I just wanted... I couldn't think of anything good, and I like the animation of the ring spinning. So that's why I went with the ring. Why would I want to use Conquer's Bad Fur Day? I personally have no, like, attachment to that particular game. I didn't really play it much at all. Actually, I don't think I ever played it. So I hope you guys are all having a great day. Andrew says, did you hear that PlayStation will allow MLB The Show on other platforms? I'm hoping Stadia would be one of them, but I can't see Sony helping its competition. It's out of Sony's hands. My guess is what happened is probably EA approached Major League Baseball and they said, hey, we'll make your game with a big pile of money. And so, you know, then they went back to Sony and said, will you make our game multi-platform? And if the answer is not yes, then you're not going to be making our game anymore when your license expires. And so Sony said, yeah, we'll make it multi-platform. I've never played it. I'm really not a sports guy, but I will say this. I really like... What is the name of that game? Is Joel in here? Joel knows the name of the game. It's a baseball game. Super Mega Baseball 2. Super Mega Baseball 2 is a really good baseball game, but it doesn't have like the rosters and stuff, so I think a lot of people don't like it as much. But I did hear that. Tiny Sonic needs to become the chrome dinosaur running towards a cactus soon. I would love that, Gizmo. The only issue is I don't have the ability to animate things that well. So if anybody out there has the sprites of the little dinosaur running towards a cactus, that would be fantastic. But I don't have those. Martin says, do you think Google will say anything tonight? Well, they tweeted earlier on today. Let me actually move this over here. This over here. And this over here. I'm going to pop out chat. There we go. And we'll make it a little more narrow. Just making things easy for me. A little bit bigger. There we go. All right. So let me go to the tweets. I saw them that they tweeted earlier today. Let's see. At Google Stadia. And I'll show this guy to you guys in a second. Yeah, here we go. Where's the button? So right here it said, tonight is the Game Awards and we couldn't be more excited. Who has your vote to win Game of the Year? And I have to say, because they're tweeting about the Game Awards, I think it's safe to say that we're going to be seeing the Game Awards, or we're going to be seeing Google at the Game Awards. At least that's my interpretation of this. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to see stuff from the Game Awards? I think so. Hashim says crossplay is the future. I believe so as well, sir. I think crossplay is absolutely going to be the future, which is great. That's good for everybody. Hey, Dexter, what's up, man? What are my expectations of Stadia in the future? I expect it to move forward like most consoles. It's a console. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as most publishers are concerned, it's a console. And we're going to be moving forward with it like other consoles. Sure, it's starting out with a pretty small library, but over time, I think it's going to expand its library, especially once it goes free. And publishers can see that, hey, people who don't have any gaming system can buy our games without any upfront cost. That's very attractive to publishers, and I think that we're going to get a lot of games on Stadia down the road. Mortal Kombat 11 got a crossplay patch. It did? I've been at work all day, so I haven't been looking at stuff. Hey, Bill, thought about a top 5 things Stadia must do next? I have. And I've been thinking about maybe I'll do a video right here as part of the live show. And then I can clip that out and make it a video after the fact. No news on Borderlands 3 as far as I know, but as I just said, I've been at work all day. So I haven't seen anything. All right, let me go to my podcast notes. Yeah, I got 4. I got 4 things that must happen. You know what? I got 5. And I just got to remember how I want to phrase it. Let me think for just a second. So the 5th one is... No, because that's kind of the 4th one again. Add. There we go. Hey, Kurt, what's up, man? All right. So, do you guys want me to do a video right now about the 5 things that I think Stadia needs to do in order to let me see how he phrased this. What are the top 5 things you think Stadia must do now to build on their launch, short term and long term? Let me find this tweet. Let me find this tweet. This is at Stadiacast. So I need to go to TweetDeck. Mention Stadiacast. There we go. All right. Let me pause the music real quick. And I need to write down my timestamps here. So we'll start at 16:10. Hey everybody, welcome back to another quick update video. I got a tweet from someone. It was Clive Illenden. Hopefully I didn't ruin your name there when I read that. But Clive tweeted at us and they said, "Hey Stadiacast," or "Hey guys, what are the top 5 things that you think Stadia must do now in order to build their launch short term and long term?" And that's a really, really great question. And I kind of been thinking about it ever since. I've been hemming and hawing between should I talk about this or should I talk about that? And I made some notes on my iPad, which I've got sitting here in front of me, on my keyboard in front of me. And I've been trying to decide what are the 5 things that I think that they need to do. Now, before I answer this question, I just want to remind everybody who's watching this, I really do appreciate everybody who hangs out here. In fact, I'm recording this live right now. There's a bunch of people in chat, and so maybe I'll be able to talk to them, in the middle of this video, and we'll see what they think the top 5 things that need to happen. But let me give you my top 5. And before I do, hit that like button if you like this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, click the bell. All right. So the top things that I think Stadia needs to do in order to continue with their plan to make, the unconsole. Number one, the number one thing that I think that they need to do is demos. They need to have demos. Now, right now, everybody who is playing Stadia has already bought in. We've already been convinced, and we've already tried it out, and we're already like, yep, it works. So that's not important to do today. But he said short term and long term. So it's important for them to do down the road, and I need to mute that. Sorry about that. It's important for them to do down the road because once Stadia Base comes out, and if you are unfamiliar, Stadia Base is when everything is free. And then you just buy the games that you want. And if you want to go for 4K, then you pay for it. But Stadia Base is going to come out next year. And when it does, they need to get people to try it. I've talked about this on the channel before. And what's really, really important is that people try this. It's kind of like VR. Until you've tried it, you're going to be skeptical. And people don't want to shell out money for something that they're not sure it's going to work or not. That's why demos are so important. So I think the number one thing that Google needs to do with Stadia is get demos out there. Super important. That's number one. Number two, we already know a bunch of games that are coming this year. We know some games that are coming next year, but we need more games to be announced. I know that they don't want to announce them too early, and I for one, have really hammered home against developers and publishers who announce things way too early in the past. I do feel like Google is sitting here behind a little too much secrecy. It's a hard balance to get, but they gotta make sure they don't announce stuff too early, and they gotta make sure that they announce stuff soon so that they can build more hype. So I think announcing games that are coming in the next 3 months or so, I think that is very, very important. It would really get people more excited about the platform, and it would excite a lot of the people who believe in the platform, like they think it's really a good thing. But maybe a lot of the games that are on it right now don't appeal to them. Now, I will say this: the games that are on Stadia now, they are very widespread. They cover a lot of genres. So I do think that everybody's got at least one or two games that can appeal to them. That being said, we've had this for a few weeks now, and one or two games for people who have a plethora of free time, those aren't going to last very long. So I think that we need more games announced. So number one is demos. Number two, they need to announce more games. Number three, they need to be giving out buddy passes on social media. This is important. They should be out there on social media every single day doing little contests and giving out buddy passes so that people can try it. And I know that they're doing that thing where they're driving to cities like Los Angeles and London and Paris and trying it out and letting people try it out at like these pop-up stores. But they need to be able to try it out in their house. They need people to go on Twitter and, react to something or enter a contest and win a buddy pass. I think that is very important, and they need to be doing it all the time. There's no reason for them not to. The most that it will cost them is $129, and that's only if somebody tries it and says, "Oh, this is a disaster. I don't like it." And I've used it, and it's not a disaster, and it works really good. So you need as many people to try it as possible. So I think that buddy passes being given out by Google on social media, there's a siren going by right now. I think that that's very important. Number four, they need to do better at communications. I think that they should hire me as their communications department. That's never going to happen, but that's okay. What they need to do is they need to make sure that the people who are in charge of their Twitter, in charge of their all social media, in charge of the subreddit, in charge of the Discord, all of those people need to be in the know and need to be communicating on a regular basis. Do they need to make community posts every day? No. But we had 4 last week, and so far none this week. And it's just kind of crazy that that's what's going on. Like a lot of this stuff should be spaced out. Now, of course, some of the communications that we've received in the past or last week was time-sensitive stuff. Hey, we fixed Final Fantasy 15, or hey, this happened. So I understand that. But I do think that their communications department needs to get better. And what they also need to do is work on their messaging. I was on an episode of Breaking the Panel, which is a podcast about video games, movies, just general fandom. We talked a lot about The Mandalorian. We talked about Star Wars. We talked about Ghostbusters. We talked about Stadia. We talked about YouTube. So make sure that you check out that podcast. It's called Breaking the Panel, and you can probably find it at gstu.net. All right. So I was on that yesterday, and we talked extensively about what Stadia is and the misinformation that people are getting. And so I was talking to these guys, and they had a lot of bad information, and I had to correct them on it. This is something that Google needs to fix. And part of it is Google's fault, but I think 98% of it is everybody else's fault. Look, people assumed that this was the Netflix of gaming. Google never said that. That's just what people assumed. And then people got mad when it turned out that they were wrong. That's not really fair to Google. People assumed that, what, I'm not going to get into everything that I said on yesterday's show again. So go check that out. But they need to fix their communications. They need to market this and stop talking about 4K 60, because that's not important. It might be important to you, and that's fine. But to the vast majority of people who are going to be playing on this, 4K 60 does not matter to them. Most people don't care about that. Most people don't have a 4K TV in their house. Most people have a 1080p TV, and 4K 60 is unimportant to them. Having high-res textures is unimportant to them. You know what's important to them is if the game is fun and if the game is convenient. And that's where Stadia really, really shines. But Google just never talks about that for some reason. They keep talking about 4K 60, and I think that's a mistake. So I think that they need to pivot away from that and start focusing on how do they make this more, just fix their messaging and make it more obvious that this is a console of convenience, not the most powerful thing in the world. And yeah, guess what? Right now, it's more powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One. But guess what? There are some games that look better on Xbox One than they do on Stadia, even though Stadia is more powerful. Why? Because those games are ports, and those games were not made for Stadia, and those games were not made with Vulkan in mind. And because of all that, it's hard for the developers to figure this stuff out. So when Google goes out there and says 4K 60, 4K 60, people look at it and they're like, well, it doesn't look as good as my Xbox. I'm going to move on. If Google goes out there and they say convenience, 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 then they've got a leg to stand on. And, you know, I understand. They should not have said the 4K 60 thing from the beginning. And that's what I've talked about on this show many times. All right, number 5. Number 5 thing that they have to do, and this is long-term. Long-term, Stadia Pro needs to kind of copy what Xbox Game Pass is doing. I think maybe we have the Stadia Pro, which is 4K 60, and then maybe Stadia Pro Plus Go, whatever they want to call it, down the road, which is maybe $15 a month and gets you a certain number of games that rotate in and out of your library, like the Netflix of gaming. Right now, that doesn't make a lot of sense because there's so few games on the platform. But down the road, I do think that that's something that they need to do. Anyway, I want to know what you all think is the 5 things that you think Google needs to do in order to succeed in the gaming industry. And if you let me know in the comment section down below, I will, of course, be reading that stuff. So thank you very much for the question. And thank you very much for hanging out in us. And before we go, I'm going to look at chat and see what chat is saying. Family sharing. People are saying family sharing. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. What else are people saying? Demos. Achievements. A lot of people want achievements. Andrew says that they want more sports games. Let's see. Make play credit work, at least in Chrome. Retro games. So there's a lot of ideas out there. Chris has a really good one. Annual subscriptions. Instead of being month to month, annual subscriptions makes a lot of sense. Donovan says communication. So I agree. Anyway, you guys are fantastic. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notified every time that I post a new video or go live. And stick around, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. 27:59. Let me write that down. Where is it? All right. 27:59. All right. There we go. Hey, thank you very much for the question, Clive. Was that Clive? Yeah, that was Clive. I like that. All right. So let me make that into a video right now. That's going to be 16... 16:00 10. Maybe 9? No, I'm writing that down. All right, I think that's it. And then we got to go 27:50. So I'm trying to find... Okay, here we go. There's the buy. There we go. And we'll call this 5 things Google needs to do for the health. 5 things Google needs to do for what? How do I title this? What do I title this thing? 5 things Google needs to do to make Stadia succeed. How's that? 5 things Google needs to do to make Stadia succeed. Does that work? And let me get the music back on. All right. To succeed. That's great. Top 5 things Google needs to add to their whiteboard. 5 things Google needs to add to their whiteboard. All right, let's hit create. So now, this is so cool. I love how it does this. Now it's uploading that video to the channel and will show up on the channel, and I'll just have to make a thumbnail for it later. I didn't say they needed to change their whole business model. I said that they needed to make more announcements, get their communications department in check, and you know, later on, well down the line, add a subscription model. Well, John, maybe these are on their whiteboard. I don't get to see their whiteboard. Step 0, show us the whiteboard. Yeah. Gene Sebastian, no, we do not know what's on the whiteboard right now. Dexter M says, I always say that if you want true 4K anything, streaming is not the best option for that. 4K Netflix is not as good as my 4K Blu-ray player. No, it's not, but it's way, way, way more convenient. And I will gladly trade convenience over quality any day of the week. Vaxxer, they have a whiteboard. They do. They told us about it. I have yet to see 4K when using Chromecast Ultra. My connection is excellent when testing on Stadia's homepage, but Chromecast only see my connection is good. Well, then it's something to do with your, are you using Wi-Fi 0? Brian, I don't want Fortnite to stay away. Fortnite is a fun game and a lot of people like it. So if you want the platform to succeed, then you should want games that are popular to come to that platform. You're using Ethernet? I would try it in a different room with a different Ethernet thing. Try it on a different Ethernet port on your Switch and see if that helps. Just because I'm not going to play Fortnite doesn't mean I don't want Fortnite to be out there. You know what I mean? Now I gotta make a thumbnail. I should have made it so it wouldn't pop up while I was live. Now I feel like I need to make my thumbnail real quick, but that's okay. That's easy enough to do. Stadiacast thumbs. And I'll go with this one. And we'll do linear burn. There we go. Let me just add this real quick. Add text. 5 things. I'll move that to the top. Edit text. Edit style. Just take me 2 more minutes. Duplicate. Edit text. quite. Duplicate. Almost done. There we go. All right, let's upload that. Share. JPEG. Save to files. 5. Done. Save. There we go. Done. Grant Fuller, are you trying Cyberpunk on Stadia? That's where I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be playing it on Stadia. I think that looks really, really good. And while I could play it on PS4, I would prefer to play it on Stadia because then I can play it on any screen. Being able to play it on any screen is huge, and I don't think enough people realize the convenience that they're missing out on when they're locked to a single screen. Oh, that's me. I mean, I'm glad you guys are patient while I do stuff like that. Except I did call the thumbnail 5 thighs instead of 5 things because I was being sloppy. Five things. And then Stadia is your new main driver. What if they downgrade the graphics? Hashim, what do you mean, what if they downgrade the graphics? Just need to know what will be on Stadia versus X1 like Resident Evil 3. Yeah, I want Resident Evil 3 to be on Stadia. There we go. All right, what are you guys excited for the Game Awards? I'm sure that we're going to get some Stadia announcements there. Hashim, I think the reason why Final Fantasy 15 doesn't have the graphics that are as good on other platforms is because it's a port, and the developer Square Enix they're still working out how the hardware works. Like, that's something that they still have to figure out. What's my internet speed? I have 300 down and 20 up. There's a tweet. Is that from Stadia? No, it's not laggy, Mark. I haven't really had any issues with lag at all. The Game Awards. I think Stadia is nice. Oh, the Game Awards tweeted that. I think what they're talking about is oh god, what is split screen co-op in Fortnite. Fortnite on Stadia will make my year, then I can finally play on my MacBook. That's another thing. You know, people who are not who are Mac people, they can't play most games. Oh, Brandon, don't badmouth other YouTubers here, man. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to go onto his channel and say awful things about me, you know? Will Stadia in a year have a console library? I don't know. It's possible. I think it will. I think it's going to have a great library. Roy, who would do that? Lots of people hate my content. People thumbs down my content every single chance they get. Like, I go live and I get a thumbs down instantaneously. I'm sure that I already have some thumbs down. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Just your games, your screens, and the electric air. Free your mind with Stadia, the one place for all the ways you play. And we've already seen this video, though. Thanks, Roy. I appreciate it. If I'm Google, I'm making sure the gaming industry knows about Stadia and make a big announcement tonight at the Game Awards. Yeah, I think so. I'm also looking forward to what Nintendo's talking about at the Game Awards, or not necessarily Nintendo, but Reggie Fils-Aimé, like, because he is retired. Why is he at the Game Awards? That's very interesting. There's a dark mode for Twitter. I use... Well, I don't know, was I showing you Twitter or TweetDeck? I can't remember. Yes, there's a dark mode for Twitter. So, if you go to... You know what? I don't even know where it is. I don't know where it is for the dark mode. But yeah, there's a dark mode for Twitter. And then I use TweetDeck. Oh, that's not TweetDeck. Where's TweetDeck? Here's TweetDeck. By my math, there should be 138 likes. I'm not too worried about it. You guys are awesome. Did you guys see these hoodies? I think that they look cool. I would never wear it and turn it on, though. But it's neat. It's definitely neat. Mark Moreau says, how many systems sold week 1? 100K? We don't know. Google is not sharing that information right now. And I don't anticipate that we will probably ever be told that information. However, what we will be told is their active users. I think that we'll end up getting their active users once it's free and anybody can do it. They're going to be like, we have 3 million active users or something. Crafty Cola says, I'll find it. It's cool, though. I don't know what you're saying. Am I buying Borderlands 3? I'm not sold on that game yet. So I'm not sure if I'm buying it. I would really like a demo. I would really like a demo of that. That would be great. Wilchie, what about Breakpoint? I don't tend to like military shooters. Oh, that was about Twitter dark mode. Okay. Yeah, Roy, I do think that they need to get that crossplay turned on with Destiny 2. I don't know why they don't have it on already, but they should. They should have it on. But that being said, as time goes on and more people have access to Stadia, it's going to be easier for people to find matches for Destiny 2 Crucible. Oh, my wife just texted me. Hold on. If Google called it early access, the narrative would be completely different. I do think so too. I think that, and if they hadn't been harping on 4K 60, I think that was their biggest problem is 4K 60. They kept harping on 4K 60, and that was a huge mistake. Do you think Stadia will cross-play with PC more than consoles like Farming Sim? I don't know. I think it's going to be anybody and everybody as long as all of the platform holders are willing to allow that. I would have called it early access. Have I bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider yet? I have not bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider yet. I'm still thinking about whether or not I should do that. That game looks really good. I've heard great things about it, and it's such a cheap game that like 90% of me says get in there and buy it because it does look really good. But I also know I'm not going to play it for a while, and so the other part of me says it might go on sale for cheaper later on down the road. Vincent, what do I think of game selection on Stadia? I think it's okay. It's very okay. So they hit a lot of different genres, which is good. They hit a lot of different genres. That being said, it's very shallow. It's wide but shallow right now. They could definitely do with more depth for game selection on Stadia. That's going to come with time. They said 4,000 developers had applied for to get on Stadia. And it's going to take time for those games to get made. Is Stadia missing out now by having more games like the Switch has? Seems to me some games have less requirements could do really well right now. I don't think that the requirements are all that important. I think it's just going to take time for them to make games on Stadia. Well, Wilchie, they already announced publishers that are working on Stadia. They did that at the first video. EA is working with them on Stadia. They haven't announced anything, but we know that they're working on something. Capcom is working with them. Platinum Games was it Platinum Games? I think it was Platinum Games. There's tons of developers. Rockstar. Well, we already knew about Rockstar. There's a lot of publishers that are bringing games to Stadia. They just don't want to announce anything yet. And everybody keeps blaming Google for not announcing things, when really what they need to realize is that Google doesn't make those announcements. The publishers decide when those announcements get to be made. Darren has a good point. How many games did Switch have on release? It was very few. And the reason why was because Nintendo, Nintendo brought out the Wii, and a lot of developers looked at that, or publishers looked at that, and they said, that's going to go nowhere. And then it sold like crazy. So they said, okay, let's make our games for it. But they gave us ports, and they gave us shovelware, and it was just garbage, right? Then the Wii U came out, and a lot of publishers were like, hey, man, the Wii sold like crazy. We need to support the Wii U. It launched with I think it was 45 games or something, but nobody bought it because a lot of the people who bought the Wii were extremely casual gamers who were not interested in a lot of the games that were coming along with the Wii U. And again, they were ports and older games and kind of shovelware titles. They just weren't very good. So the Wii U sold like crap, and then Nintendo brought out the Switch, and all the developers were like, we're not falling for that again. And then the Switch took off, and then all the publishers and developers were caught flat-footed, so they had to rush a bunch of games out. Luckily, this time, they did a good job, and a lot of these games are fantastic. The Switch has an amazing library, and I fully anticipate that that's going to happen with Stadia as well. A lot of publishers and developers were caught flat-footed, and they are right now working furiously to bring their games to Stadia. That's my guess. But they're working to bring their games to Stadia, and eventually, these games are going to start coming out, and it's going to be awesome. It just takes a really long time to make games. Vincent says the Avengers game looks sick. I think it looks nice, like it's a pretty game. I'm not super sold on it yet. I'm waiting. I don't know about that, Wilchie. I don't think publishers should say anything if they don't have something imminently ready. Ooh, Fisto, that's a great question. World premiere. You know, when they have that guy say world premiere, will it have a Stadia logo and will it be exclusive? Like, that would be a good point to announce Stadia exclusives, but I think that those are still a long way off. I also don't think exclusives are 100% necessary to sell Stadia. I think that the platform can support itself without exclusives, although the exclusives are coming. Yeah, I think I agree with Terza. We're not going to see Jade's games until E3, but that doesn't mean that we won't see third-party exclusives. Brian, what's my take on Orcs Must Die? I don't really care for tower defense games, but that game looks really good, and I'm very interested in when that's coming. Timed exclusives, they do help. It looks really fun. It looks like a fun 4-player, I think it's 4-player, that you can play. It looks really, really enjoyable. So Roy says, I'm loving Stadia now, so the dumpster fire of a launch has been pushed to the back of my mind. I have to be honest, I don't think that launch was bad. It worked incredibly well. Their messaging was bad. The system worked. I got it when I got it and started playing, it just worked really well. So I don't think that it was a dumpster fire. I think that their messaging was bad. Mark, they said Stadia won't be adult system over time. Mark, I don't really understand what you mean by that. Yeah, the Avengers game is a Square Enix game. What type of games do I like / prefer playing, not being sarcastic? I like a lot of different types of games. My favorite probably genre is Metroidvania games. Side-scrolling Metroidvania games, especially with like a 16-bit aesthetic. I think that those are just amazing. But my favorite game of all time is Zelda, Breath of the Wild. So I like a lot of different stuff. I also like RPGs, but not RPGs that are overly long. So there's that too. ADS, I don't know that I would put the order of tweets from the Game Awards as like a conspiracy theory, but it would be huge if Fortnite came to Stadia, without a doubt. Frank, still not loud enough. What's not loud enough? You can't hear me? My favorite Stadia game of the year. I don't know. I feel like I have to go with Guilt because it's the exclusive. It's fantastic. It's really good, but I haven't been playing it since Darksiders came out because I don't really have a reason. I'm not sure. What everybody who's here, what's your Stadia game of the year? You get a lot of crackling with the headset and the Stadia controller. I have no issues with the headset and Stadia controller. I've not heard any issues at that at all. But then again, I just use, whenever I'm using my controller and a headset, I'm just using these, which are old iPhone headphones. If you think yours is faulty, Roy, then call up Google and tell them. Wilchie, yeah, there's going to be a lot of announcements tonight. Yeah, Darksiders is a great game. I don't think it's a Wi-Fi issue. Hey there, Betruthed. Thank you for the sub. You also have to remember if is the audio crackling the other people's voices or is it the game itself? That's another question. They need earphone volume controls separate from the Chromecast, though. I do think that that's a good idea. Make sure that you use the feedback button on the app. So if you go to your Stadia app and down on the bottom, no. On the top, you tap on the little thing, and you go right there. Right there on the bottom is a feedback button. Click on that and tell them what you think. Game audio is crackly for you. Yorkham, no announcements yet. I anticipate we'll get lots of announcements tonight. I'm just gonna move this channel right up here. No Stadia update this week, Nintendo. I think that they're just waiting for tonight for the Game Awards. That's a possibility, Betruthed. Hey, thanks for the sub, Christopher. I appreciate it. Darren, that's very funny, actually. I like that. By the way, if you are enjoying the show and you want to hit that thumbs up button, it would be amazing if you did. And also, I don't know if you're aware, but there's a join button right down below the video. If you click on that, you can become a member. And I will usually... It's easier for me to see members because their names turn green. And I'm much more likely to respond to them just because it pops out. You love these open mics? I like it too because I get a chance to chat with you guys. I don't like playing games live as much as I like just talking to you guys because when I play a game, I miss all of the things that happen in chat. I will just leave this here. Had bad audio and realized my controller was using a remote Wi-Fi access point. Forced it to use the one in my office, and the audio cleared right up. Oh, that's very good to know, John. Thank you for letting us know about that. Dumb question. There are no dumb question, but there are a lot of inquisitive idiots. That being said, I don't think you're one of them, Crafty. Dumb question. Is connecting a Bluetooth audio device a thing with the Stadia controller? Not yet. I believe that that's going to come later after they do some updates. I gotta just grab a water out of the fridge here. Be right back. If EA is smart, Apex hits before Fortnite. I think Destiny has benefited by being the de facto game we all have. Absolutely. And hey, I like Apex better than Fortnite myself. See you later, Darren. Thanks for stopping in, man. Adrenaline Thrust. Next Stadia Store update tonight. I think we'll hear about it tonight. It'll be because of the Game Awards. If we land crossplay and at least 3 to 6 exclusives covering the core genres, Stadia could blow up and tackle the sales prices on games. I don't know what you mean by tackle the sales prices on games. You prefer Dauntless? Oh, well, I mean, Dauntless and Fortnite are only similar in that they're both free and they both have similar art styles. They're wildly different games. I also prefer Dauntless over Fortnite. Have I seen Plan 8 trailer from Pearl Abyss? Stadia needs this. He'll buy the studio. I have not heard of that. What is it? What kind of game is it? Sofa Spy. Do you think there'll be and you can play it right now? Listen, if there's any platform that can do the and you can play it right now at the Game Awards, it's Stadia. You know? Like, they can do it better than anybody else. You literally can play it right now. I do think that we will get some new games today. Oh my goodness, Roman Mardashev. Thank you very much for the support, Roman Mardashev. I appreciate it. Let's see what they said. They said, thanks for the show. I appreciate the time and honesty. I have to go now, but we'll come back and watch the rest later. Roman, you're awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And look, there goes Sonic. He's running right across the screen. Thank you very much for the super chat. It really does help. Like how most games haven't dropped below $25, even though they're 3 to 4 years old or more. Well, they're console prices, betruthed. Console games are always more expensive than PC games. And I'm going to do a video about that. I'm not going to do it right now because I feel like I need to think about it some more. Captain, are you getting Resident Evil 3 Remake when it comes out? Do you think it'll be on Stadia? Probably not at launch. I'm not going to get it because I haven't finished Resident Evil 2 yet, and I definitely want to play that some more. That game is so good. Do I think it'll come to Stadia? I do think it will come to Stadia. Will it be a launch day thing? I don't know. We have to remember that game dev takes a really, really long time, and because it takes so long, that means that, you know, even if, let's say that Resident Evil 3 comes out in March, well, they've been working on it for a couple of years at least. So suddenly pivoting to start making it for Stadia is going to take some time. When do I think EA will announce the game coming to the platform? I don't know. I want Apex Legends more than anything. I don't really care about EA games, but EA published my camera is off. I gotta adjust it. Hang on, I gotta fix this. I didn't realize this. There you go. You get to see how the sausage is made. What the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, I don't really care for most EA games, but they make they publish Apex Legends, and I love that game. Super Nintendo, we saw a tweet earlier from Google that said that we are getting some Stadia announcements today. Oh yeah, I always forget about Fallen Order. Yeah, Fallen Order would be good. I would also like to see Battlefield 2, or not Battlefield, Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That game's awesome. I love that game. I know it had a bad launch, but that game's really, really fun, and DICE did a great job on it. Why not both, Joe? I think both would be nice. Hey, Esteban, how's it going? I hope you're having a good break at work. And here's one of the reasons why Battlefront 2 would be so good. First off, that game is gorgeous. The audio, the sound design in that game is some of the best sound design I've ever heard in a game. The next thing that I have to say for that game, for Battlefront 2, that I absolutely love is, or that I hate about Battlefront 2 is the patching. It patches all the time, and the patches are huge. Like, I think on my PS4, it takes up 130 gigs or something stupid like that. Like, that's insane. And if it came to Stadia, thank you. That's where I would play it, because I wouldn't have to deal with patches anymore. I mean, hell, we just had, what's the word I'm looking for? We just had, my brain stopped working. Oh, yeah. Destiny 2 just had this huge 80 gig patch, and all the other platforms were like, well, you can't play right now. You got to uninstall stuff. People couldn't get the game to run. And Stadia, it was down. And then as soon as the servers came back up, it was running again for us. That's a good idea, Super Nintendo ad. I mean, Nintendo kind of does a great job with those indie worlds. It would be great if Stadia did an indie thing. World of Tanks would be great on Stadia. I'm not a huge, I've never played it, so I've never given it a chance, so I don't know. Somebody subscribed and I didn't notice who it was. Let me turn this on real quick. Wouter, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. World of Tanks just doesn't really appeal to me. I don't think they want to do that, Nintendo. I think that's not the best idea, Chris. You've had better ideas, man. Charles, you are not wrong. No Man's Sky would be great on Stadia. Well, it would be a good fit for Stadia. I don't know if it'd be great or not because I haven't played that game. Jonathan would like to see Death Stranding on it. Again, that's not for me. Jack, I agree. Lots of potential with crowd play and crowd choice. Those are some of the features that got me the most excited about Stadia, is all of those weird YouTube integration features I think are very exciting. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Joe. I don't think necessarily that a photo of Kojima and Jade Raymond means that Death Stranding is coming. It might have been her going there to try and hire him. It might have been her going there for some other reason. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. Well, probably less than 5 minutes. I'm just going to go use the bathroom, stretch my legs, grab a tiny little snack, and I will be right back. I hope that you will all stick around. All right? I'll see you soon. All right, we're back. Thanks for waiting, guys. Listen, while I was gone, I had an idea. What if we hit 150 likes on this video, I'll give away a buddy pass. I'll tweet out a buddy pass if we get 150 likes on this video right now. Okay? So that's the deal. So if you like that idea, hit the like button, and I will tweet out. I just gotta take a screenshot of it. File new. Actually, we'll get rid of that. I understand, Roy. You're right. You can't like it more than once, but there's between 300 and 400 people here right now, so a lot of those people are watching and they haven't hit the like button yet. So Andreas wants Grand Theft Auto 2 on Stadia. Why Grand Theft Auto 2? By the way, follow me at Run Jump Stomp. I'm going to tweet it from at Run Jump Stomp. Grand Theft Auto 2 was nice. All right. The only one that I played, I played. Shoot, what the heck was it that I played? I played Vice City, and that was just me driving around, listening to 80s music, which was awesome. Okay. And then I also played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 4, but I just hated the controls. I don't like Rockstar games. Sivan, no, there's not wireless Stadia controller support on PC yet. You loved Vice City? Where's my Stadia controller? Right there. I'll set it up for you. I'm afraid it's gonna fall. I mean, they have a section in the, like, when somebody tore down the APK, they saw that what was it? They saw that there was a key in there for genre retro. So I'm sure that we will get classic games at some point. You played Vice City, San Andreas, and that DS game. There was a Grand Theft Auto game on the DS. That's hilarious. Pong on Stadia. That's too funny. San Andreas had the best music. I think that's really what it was. Chinatown Wars. That's right. I forgot about that, Chris. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it. Nicholas, do I know anything about the upcoming games? No, I don't. I'm sorry. But I do anticipate that we will hear stuff tonight at the Game Awards. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to tell my son something. You remember playing Call of Duty on the Wii once? It was horrible to play. You know, when the Wii first, when I first played Metroid on the Wii, I was like, this is what first-person shooters should be. I think packs of collections will come, Charles. We've seen so many packs of collections, like of retro games come. It's going to, like, that's a huge genre, and it's easy to port too. Hey Ashes, what's up? Yeah, I'm still live. Probably going for another 45 minutes or so. For anybody who just showed up, because a bunch of people showed up, if we hit 150 likes, I'm going to give away a buddy pass. I'm going to tweet it out from @RunJumpStomp. Hey, Akash. Akash or Akash? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it a long A at the beginning? The truth, I wanted to start a Stadia podcast myself. Hey, man, I did it so you don't have to. Now you don't need to. You just listen to mine. But if you want to, start it right now, because doing podcasts is incredibly fun. Would love Syndicate Wars on Stadia. I don't know what Syndicate Wars is. So most of the time, I would say don't do politics here. But I will say this: Jonathan is right. If you haven't voted, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Vote for the person that you think would do the best job, and go vote. All right. There's a lot of people in the world who can't vote. You get to vote, so go do it. Ashes, anybody watching the Video Game Awards tonight? I am, although I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing, Ashes. Nature Boy, that's a good question, but it might be because CD Projekt Red was busy porting, like they had hired a team to port it to the Switch, and so they were busy porting it to the Switch and didn't have time to switch directions to port it to Stadia as well. I'm sure that there will be a The Witcher 3 on Stadia at some point down the road. The award show is 4 hours. That is insane. I can't imagine watching it for 4 hours. Honestly, Gizmo, I agree with you. Instead of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, they should do the trilogy. And I would also like to see the Mass Effect trilogy. And somebody is at my door right now. What do you want? There we go. Craig, I agree. World of Warcraft would be fantastic to have on Stadia. Sorry, I was talking to somebody. Justin, that would be an awesome combo. I'd love to have the trilogy on there. I think that would be cool, Betruth, but I don't see it happening. Trev, I get what you're saying, but I personally would only like Diablo 4 to come to Stadia. I don't want to buy Diablo 3 again. Listen, there's a bunch of new people here because we got 400 people watching right now. If this video gets 150 likes, I will hand out a buddy pass for Google Stadia on my Twitter account, which you can find right there. There's my Twitter account. What do I think the first game from Activision will be? I don't know. I'm trying to think of Activision games. Thank you, Vaxxer. I didn't see what they said, but you're awesome. Oh, I see what they said. You're so fast, Vaxxer. Sekiro is published by Activision. You know what, though, Vaxxer? If you want to ban that person, I'm fine with that. Anybody who comes in here and does that kind of thing, they're not really the kind of people I want around anyway. So I think hiding or doing a shadow ban is better than a timeout, in my opinion. Darksiders Genesis Collector's Edition for Stadia would have been nice. So all of the other ones, yeah. Wait, Collector's Edition for this one. What would that be? Like, is there a Collector's Edition for the other platforms? Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. They love pushing Call of Duty out everywhere. I don't care about Call of Duty, but, you know, a lot of people do, so I'm all for it. Battle Chasers is a great game. And it's on a lot of platforms already. Like, it runs on the Switch, so I assume it would run fine on other platforms as well. If Stadia allows those early access games, that would be awesome. I don't know how I feel about that. A lot of times, early access games, I look at them and I say, I'm not interested because it's early access. Oh, wow, Nintendo. That's crazy. I certainly wouldn't buy that. My favorite PvP first-person shooter is Overwatch. Do you consider to rebuy a game on Stadia that you already own on other platforms? Yeah, I would. It depends. I mean, hey, I owned Final Fantasy 15 on PS4, and I bought it on Stadia because I wanted to be able to play it on any TV, and maybe in the future on my iPad. And it was a really good sale because they had those Black Friday sales before Black Friday. So yeah, where is Stadia Cat? He's probably sleeping on my bed. THQ Nordic are legitimately an underrated publisher too, So I hope more of their stuff makes it over. They've made some bad decisions with their community outreach, like going on 8chan and stuff. That was bad. That's right, Trev. Trev is saying it. If I hit 150 likes, I'm going to give away a buddy pass on my Twitter, which is right here. If you guys follow me on Twitter, that's where I'll give it away. And we're only 12 likes away. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, 12. What do you think the next Connect, and what do you think we'll see? I mean, part of me says that maybe there'll be a Stadia Connect tonight, but then it would be too long. So probably not. They probably don't want to interrupt the Game Awards with a Connect. So probably a January or February Connect. It depends on what they announce today. That's right. I did some math on stream. It is confirmed, Alan. They tweeted it out earlier. I don't think I still have it, but I can easily find it. Where's my... I can easily find it. So, mentions Stadiacast. Let's see. Here we go. Where is it? Oh, pause that. That's a funny time to pause it. So just your games, your screens, and the electric air. Free your mind with Stadia, the one place for all the ways you play. That's from the Game Awards. I don't think they'd be tweeting that out unless they had some announcements. And I just realized that my camera is off center on this screen. So let me fix that. I think I need to move it even more. There we go. That's better. There we go. All right. So yeah, I fully do anticipate that. Well, what features are you talking about, Sinister? Because a lot of the features work, but they just don't have games that support them yet. Well, Sully, if that's your friend, you might want to find better friends. Do you think they will let Stadia work with built-in Chromecasts on TVs? I do think that that's going to happen down the road, Crafty. I think it depends on what those Chromecasts can do. Like if those can already do 4K 60, like if you can watch Netflix in 4K on those, then they probably will. Oh, I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Crowd play is fantastic. Like one day I was streaming Destiny 2 and I wanted to group with people, but it was just too much of a hassle to get us all together so that we could play. So I ended up saying, well, I'm never doing that again. But once crowd play comes, that's going to be fantastic. Trev, I do think it'll be at least 3 months before they open up the base version. Kushi, you wish your room looked like this? My wife is very, very nice to me. Here, check it out. So I've got an arcade machine over here. And then right here, I've got a bunch of my collection, which there's more behind me. And then over here, I have some cool pictures that my wife got me. Like that's the blueprint for the Atari, and then that's the blueprint for the Game Boy. There you go. You got a little tour. would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the commercials. They're trying too hard to be cool, it feels like. A Nintendo ad, I absolutely think that we're going to see those games released on Stadia, as well as everywhere else. Square puts their stuff everywhere. So I fully anticipate that we'll see all that stuff. And I think that overall, they're going to be bringing Final Fantasy XIV to Stadia as well. That's my guess. Spaghetti, if you drop a buddy pass now, will you do a randomizer live on stream now? I'm giving one away when we get 8 more likes anyway. But if you have a buddy pass that you want to give, then click on that form right there, and you can donate it to the show. And I will be able to give it away now. I love that song. Uh-oh, am I dropping frames? No. Is there a game available cross-platform? Which platform would you buy it on? It depends on what kind of game it is. Most of the time, probably Switch. No, it's okay. There's 149, not 150. It says 149 right now on my screen. Oh, here I can show you. See, 149. I'm still only seeing 149. Which game do you want to see implementing one of these features on Stadia? Oh, now there's 150. All right, I'm going to tweet it out now. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. It's right there. Run, jump, stomp. I'm going to tweet it out right now. And to give everybody the just so everybody knows, there is a number sign in the middle of the tweet that says, oh, I should probably say what this is. This is a Stadia Buddy Pass donated by a listener. Good luck. The number sign is a number. Whoops. All right, here we go. And I'm tweeting right now. So good luck to everybody. Good luck, Guardians. And while that's happening, I'm going to look at my... Here's an idea I thought would work. All right. There we go. Baxter, how come you always do the eyes rolling thing? I take that to mean you're annoyed about something. Did I see the tweet about Breakpoint coming out before the end of the year? I did. I didn't get too excited about it because I'm not really interested in that game. Diego Rodriguez likes the background music. This song is called Moon Wish by Alpheon. That icon doesn't mean that you're annoyed? What does it mean then? Because when I see it, I think, oh, he's annoyed with something. Just trying to figure out how to understand what you're talking about, man. You'll look for that band right now. If you really like the music that I play on the show, then check out this. It's called Pretzel Player, and if you just Google Pretzel Player, you'll find it. I think it's like pretzel.rocks or something. It's really fantastic, and I'm listening currently to the Synthwave station. Someone got the code? I mean, Charles, if you got the code, then reply it after you make your name and you're confirmed in. The Stadia exclusive feature for Breakpoint looks cool. Good for team play. Part of me thinks that that's true. But another part of me thinks I'm just not going to see that stuff. You know how when you play, like parts of the UI just kind of fade away as you're playing until you need to look at them? I get the feeling that when you're seeing, and if you don't know, the Stadia exclusive feature for Breakpoint is that you can see your teammates' screens like up in the corner up here. I get the feeling that as you're playing that, those are just going to become invisible to you over time. Chris says, someone else got the code, but other people can use it, and whoever enters credit card info and other things and finish setting up the account first. That happened before. Oh, I did not know that whoever enters the credit card stuff first is the ones that win. Now we know. Thanks for letting me know, Chris. Yeah, Pretzel Player is awesome. Install it on your computer. I wish that they had an app for the phone that I could bring it with me and listen to. I would probably pay $5 a month for that. Maybe $3 a month. Right, Hydra, you're right about that, and I think that that's something that will come later on. But the game specifically has to take advantage of that, and that's something that you're going to have to wait for. Hey man, I can't control what people do with the code. Go ahead and do your thing. But if somebody else gets it, then that's on you. Oh. Okay. Thanks, Spaghetti. I appreciate it. Hey, Spaghetti just gave me another code. So I'm going to tweet that out right now as well. Thanks, Spaghetti. Here is a bonus. Thanks to @Spaghetti for donating another Buddy Pass for Google Stadia. Don't forget to listen to Stadiacast. And then I'm going to say the number is a number. Here's a bonus Buddy Pass. Thanks to @Spaghetti for donating another Buddy Pass for Google Stadia. Don't forget to listen to Stadiacast, the #1 Stadia podcast out there. And 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you very much, Spaghetti. So I just tweeted that out for Matt Run Jump Stomp. Good luck, everyone. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to be shutting the stream down in about 15 minutes. Lloyd, what's up, man? By the way, everybody, I think I'm going to make these open mics regular occurrence. If this many people are showing up for it, I think that on Thursdays I'm going to have these. Oh, you're very busy? I'm sorry, Lloyd. Crafty Cola, that's too funny. When I verbalize my typing, it sounds like I'm Ralphie from A Christmas Story using his decoder ring. I gotta tell my wife that. I'm back. Oh, I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. Google has a solid year to iron out the wrinkles and mold Stadia into the ultimate streaming platform. Why a year? What's that? I understand that, Rodriguez. Or, I'm sorry, Diego. Vaxxer, thank you very much for being an awesome mod. You, sir, are fantastic. Can we get some like clapping or something for Vaxxer, who's an awesome mod? You guys are awesome. Fantastic mod. He mods my Twitch channel too. Frank, upcoming interview with superhero John Justice. I don't have anything to report on at this time, Frank. Sunday. Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, Lloyd, I find it easiest just to record it on, or just export it from Twitch. Charles, I would love to interview Grace from Google, but apparently they told me that they can't because they're too busy right now. And Vaxxer, that's a good reminder. Yeah, don't spam too much. remember what happened to Markiplier. YouTube isn't liking your channel right now, I guess. Why is that, Lloyd? Hey, did you guys know that Lloyd has another YouTube channel? You should go check it out. It's Rezd TV. R-E-Z... I can never spell the damn thing. R-E-Z-D... R-E-Z-D... TV on YouTube. Go follow it right now. Jack, no, we never heard back from her. No need to be sorry, Charles. We were making a joke. It was a joke, really. There we go. Lloyd typed it so you didn't have to deal with my ridiculous spelling. Everybody click on that link right now and follow his channel. Wouldn't that be amazing? And then while you're at it, follow my channel. Well, Omar, I don't know that it makes a lot of sense for them to continue to post videos about how awful Stadia is. You know, they already kind of said their piece. Hey, Bill, I'm from Northern Ireland. Stadia working fantastically. So many channels dissing it, and they should be called out. Love your channel, by the way. Well, thank you, David, for checking out the channel and enjoying it. I don't think that other channels who are saying bad things about it need to be called out. I prefer to just simply ignore those who are negative. Going to Lloyd Hannison's channel reminds me I need to hop back on Forager. Love that game. Forager is so good. I think they offered me a review key for it on Steam, but I said no because I wanted to play it on Switch. Nature Boy, I haven't had any issues with my Chromecast, but that doesn't mean that there aren't Chromecasts that aren't overheating. You got to remember that whenever you make many of a thing, there's going to be some duds in there. And when there's duds in there, then those duds are going to be the ones that people complain about. Everybody else who's not having a problem, they're not tweeting about that. They're not talking about that. They're just having fun. The people who are having a problem are the ones who are always complaining. And it's not because they're awful people. It's just because they're letting everybody know that they're running into a problem. But then everybody sees those complaints and they assume that that's everybody that's having the problem. Yeah, I need to set up a... I don't know how to set up this, set this up so it works in chat. I'm going to have to reach out to who in the, to Pretzel Player. I'm going to have to reach out to Pretzel Player and ask them about that. I suppose I could do this. Let me add a window, and we'll call this, what the heck is this? Pretzel. And that didn't work. I can't capture that and put it on screen, unfortunately. I think it's working fantastic, honestly. We got about 5 minutes left in the stream, everybody, just so everyone knows. So if you want to get those last super stickers in, or if you haven't subscribed yet, do those things before we go. Bill, do you think Destiny 2 will ever get a 4K update or pro users? That would be sweet. I do think that will happen down the road, David. It takes a lot of time to develop games, and porting a game is even harder than developing a game most of the time. Bruno, I was asking that same question, but apparently some people were getting, like, their Chromecast would shut off because it overheated, and then people would go, like, everyone's like, oh no, they're overheating, let me go feel mine, and they're like, mine's warm, it's the end of the world. You think the games will be updated? I will say this. A thing that I would like them to do with this app is when I get a notification, it covers up these buttons on the bottom, and I can't seem to swipe it away. I wish that it would go up at the top. Yeah, mine never overheated either. Spaghetti, I have no idea who claimed the buddy pass. They didn't say. Let me go to my Twitter. And no, it's all gone. It doesn't say. Which that kind of annoys me. Like, hey, you got it. That's awesome. You know, thank Spaghetti for sharing it. Yeah, I ran into that same issue, and I have a hardware thing to take care of it. Hey there, Bruno. Thank you for the sub, man. Hassan says, Bill, listen. I'm listening. What am I supposed to listen to? But truth, you can, you know what, if you're looking for, if you are looking for other players, join the Discord. I think I have a command for that. If I don't, go to runjumpstomp.com/Discord, join the Discord, read the rules. And in the LFG channel, there is a pinned document that has everybody's buddy pass name, or like Stadia names and stuff in it. Hello there, Akko. It might be because I don't remember the command. Or I didn't make that command. Omar, we do not know how many were sold. All of them, apparently. That's too funny. Yeah, Nature Boy. Me too. I'm waiting for iPhone. I like my iPhone. I'm very happy with it. Caleb Lewis. I also hope that Stadia does well at the Gaming Awards. I think that would be fantastic. I mean, they're not going to win awards, but I'm very excited to see what they announce. David, I haven't heard anything about Borderlands 3. Yeah, Lloyd, just wait. You don't want an Android tablet. Look, I know that there's people out there that love Android stuff, but when you're talking about a tablet, the iPad is the place to go. It's the best tablet, without a doubt. And I have had an Android tablet. iPad is the best place to go. And honestly, even if I had an Android phone, I would still use an iPad. All right, we're going to get out of here, but before I do, I want to thank the people who have supported today. You guys are fantastic. So let's start with... Here, let me turn off the subscribers. All right, Mr. Roman Martashev, thank you very much for your super chat. Martin, thank you very much. Hashim, thank you. Dot Stripe, thank you. And Joel Thompson, thank you very much. Ninja, thank you very much for the sub. Joel Thompson, thank you very much. And I think that's everybody from today. So you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. And Lucas, you can disagree with me if you want. That's fine. I just saying what I prefer. But hey, Lloyd and I are going to be live on Sunday, 10 a.m. I hope to see you guys here. Right now, if you're wondering what, that's 10 a.m. Eastern. And tonight I'm going to be watching the Game Awards. They start at 8:30 or something like that. It's way too late. I'm looking forward to watching the Game Awards, and you can be sure that we will be discussing that the Game Awards in the Discord. Join us on the Discord to keep this chat going. Just remember, when you join the Discord, read the rules. All right? Read the rules when you join the Discord, or you're going to get banned. And I have absolutely zero problem banning you. It's just not interested in people who can't read the rules. So join the Discord, runjumpstomp.com/Discord, read the rules, and then become a part of the discussion. We're probably going to be discussing the Game Awards in the Nerd Nest channel. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time, everyone. Bye-bye.